13 beloved MASH actors are no longer with us, and their stories are filled with heartbreak, mystery, and shocking final moments that Hollywood would rather forget. Behind the laughter of the 4077, real lives were marked by sudden farewells and tragedies that left fans stunned. Stay with us, because what you are about to hear will uncover the untold shadows behind one of television's most cherished ensembles. Number 1. Loretta Swit. On the 30th day of May in the year 2025, Loretta Swit passed away at the age of 86. The news came as a shock to audiences who had long admired her as Major Margaret Houlihan, the unforgettable nurse of the MASH unit who carried both steel and softness in the middle of chaos. Her departure marked the end of an era, closing the story of one of the last great pillars of the legendary series. Across the country, tributes and headlines reminded the world how deeply she had left her mark on American culture. Born in Passaic, New Jersey in the year 1937, Loretta Swit pursued her passion for performance from a young age. She studied at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts and fought her way into the demanding world of stage and television. By the early 1970s, she had secured the role that would define her career. At first, Major Houlihan was written as a caricature of strict authority, but under Swit's interpretation, she became a layered and complex woman. Through her work, the character revealed vulnerability beneath strength, humor behind discipline, and heart beneath uniform. Swit's performance earned her 2 Emmy Awards and a permanent place among the finest actresses of her generation. Beyond the bright lights of Hollywood, Loretta Swit committed her later years to causes she believed in. She was a tireless advocate for animal rights, working to protect endangered species, rescue abandoned pets, and campaign against cruelty in the fur industry. This mission became as much a part of her identity as her acting, showing the world that she carried the same fierce compassion in her private life that she brought to her role on screen. Admirers and colleagues often described her as someone who lived her beliefs with courage and conviction. When news of her death spread, it was met with an outpouring of grief and remembrance. Former castmates spoke of her kindness and her ability to hold a set together with equal parts laughter and dignity. Younger performers remembered her as a mentor who demonstrated that women could command respect and depth in roles too often written as shallow. The media replayed her most iconic moments, scenes in which she revealed humanity through the veil of war. The passing of Loretta Swit was not only the loss of a beloved actress, but also the close of a cultural chapter that defined American television. Her legacy remains alive in every episode of MASH, where audiences continue to find her strength, her warmth, and her indomitable spirit. Number 2. Harry Morgan. On the 7th day of December in the year 2011, Harry Morgan passed away at the age of 96 from pneumonia in Los Angeles. His death silenced a voice that had guided generations through the role of Colonel Sherman Potter on MASH, a character who carried wisdom, warmth, and a steady command that became the moral compass of the 4077. The loss was felt deeply by fans who had come to see him as the heart of the later seasons, the figure who brought order to chaos with humor and humanity. Harry Morgan was born in Detroit, Michigan, in the year 1915. He initially studied law before turning toward acting, a decision that opened the door to one of the most prolific careers in American entertainment. By the 1940s, he was appearing on the silver screen, often in gritty character roles that displayed his sharp features and natural intensity. He worked alongside legends in films like High Noon, The Oxbow Incident, and Inherit the Wind, building a reputation as a versatile supporting actor who could blend seamlessly into any story. Television audiences embraced him first through his long association with Dragnet, where his dry wit and steady presence made him a household name. Yet it was not until his arrival on MASH in the 4th season that Morgan etched his place into television history. As Colonel Potter, he balanced discipline with heart, offering advice, sharing stories, and standing firm in moments of crisis. His performance earned him an Emmy Award and the enduring love of audiences who saw in him the qualities of a father, a mentor, and a soldier. Beyond the uniform of Colonel Potter, Harry Morgan was known as a kind colleague and a professional who treated everyone on set with respect. Cast members remembered his humor, his warmth, and his ability to keep morale high even during long shoots. He continued working into his later years, but his identity as Colonel Potter never left him. Fans continued to greet him with gratitude, recalling how his character had shaped their memories of the series. When the news of his death spread, tributes flooded in from co-stars, critics, and admirers around the world. They spoke of a man who brought humanity to every role and dignity to the craft of acting. Do you remember the first time you saw Colonel Potter take command of the unit? Share your memories in the comments below. Number 3. David Ogden Stiers. On the 3rd day of March, in the year 2018, David Ogden Stiers passed away at the age of 75 from complications of bladder cancer in Newport, Oregon. His death ended the life of an actor whose intelligence and elegance had shaped some of the most memorable performances of both television and film. To fans of MASH, he would forever remain Major Charles Emerson Winchester III, the cultured surgeon whose sharp wit and hidden compassion transformed the dynamic of the 4077. David Ogden Stiers was born in Peoria, Illinois in the year 1942. He moved with his family to Oregon, where his passion for the arts grew during his youth. After relocating to New York, he studied at the Juilliard School and refined his skills under some of the most respected teachers in theater. His tall stature, refined diction, and commanding presence made him a natural for roles that required sophistication and depth. By the late 1970s, he joined the cast of MASH, stepping into a world already beloved by millions. As Major Winchester, Stiers brought a new kind of character to the series. At first arrogant and dismissive, Winchester soon revealed a core of humanity that surprised audiences. His duels of wit with Hawkeye Pierce provided comedy, but his hidden acts of kindness gave the show some of its most touching moments. Stiers turned what could have been a one-note role into a rich, complex figure, earning Emmy nominations and critical praise for his work. Viewers admired how he portrayed not only the flaws but also the dignity of his character, giving MASH a fresh dimension as the seasons went on. Outside of MASH, David Ogden Stiers built a remarkable career. He appeared in numerous films, working with directors like Woody Allen, and became a beloved voice actor. Disney audiences heard him as Cogsworth in Beauty and the Beast, Governor Ratcliffe in Pocahontas, and Dr. Jumba in Lilo and Stitch. His deep, resonant voice carried both authority and warmth, making him unforgettable in animation as well as live action. Later in life, Stiers dedicated himself to music, serving as conductor of the Newport Symphony Orchestra in Oregon. His devotion to classical music reflected his wide talents and refined character. When he died, the world lost not only a gifted actor but also an artist who had given his life to creativity, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire across stage, screen, and music. Number 4. Wayne Rogers. On the 31st day of December in the year 2015, Wayne Rogers passed away at the age of 82 from complications of pneumonia in Los Angeles. His death brought to a close the life of an actor and businessman who had once embodied the quick-witted Captain Trapper John McIntyre on MASH, a role that helped launch the series into the cultural phenomenon it became during the 1970s. News of his passing stirred waves of nostalgia for the early seasons of the show, when Rogers and Alan Alda's Hawkeye Pierce formed one of the most memorable comedic duos in television history. Wayne Rogers was born in Birmingham, Alabama in the year 1933. He attended Princeton University, where he majored in history before deciding to pursue a career in acting. His early years were marked by small roles in film and television, slowly building his reputation until he was chosen for MASH in 1972. As Trapper John, he brought a free-spirited charm and playful rebelliousness that perfectly balanced Hawkeye's biting wit. Together, they created a partnership that resonated with audiences and made the show a runaway success in its first years. Despite his popularity, Wayne Rogers left MASH after 3 seasons. Disputes over the direction of the show and his character led him to make the difficult decision to walk away at the height of its success. His departure shocked fans, but his legacy on the series endured. Trapper John remained one of the most beloved figures of the MASH universe, remembered for his humor, loyalty, and ability to bring levity to grim circumstances. Following his time on MASH, Wayne Rogers continued to act, appearing in a variety of television, movies, and series. However, he later shifted his focus toward the world of finance, where he became a highly respected investor and commentator. He frequently appeared on business programs, offering insights with the same sharp mind that once shaped his acting career. His ability to reinvent himself proved his versatility and determination, qualities that earned admiration far beyond Hollywood. When Wayne Rogers passed away, both the entertainment and business communities mourned his loss. Colleagues remembered him as generous, intelligent, and unafraid to take risks. Fans looked back at his portrayal of Trapper John with affection, recalling the laughter and warmth he brought to the screen. His life story remains a testament to talent, adaptability, and the courage to follow one's own path. Number 5. McLean Stevenson. On the 15th day of February in the year 1996, McLean Stevenson passed away at the age of 68 after suffering a heart attack in Los Angeles. His sudden death stunned fans, who still remembered him as Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake, the gentle and often bewildered commander of the MASH unit during the show's earliest years. The loss felt particularly heavy because Stevenson had already given television one of its most shocking farewells decades earlier, when his character's unexpected death in the series left viewers in disbelief. McLean Stevenson was born in Normal, Illinois in the year 1927. After serving in the Navy, he studied acting and writing before entering the entertainment industry. His warm manner and everyman charm quickly made him appealing to audiences. In the early 1970s, he was cast as Henry Blake on MASH, where his easygoing portrayal created a perfect counterbalance to the chaos of Hawkeye and Trapper John. Viewers loved his fumbling attempts at leadership, his kind heart, and his unmistakable sense of humor. The moment that cemented Stevenson's place in television history came when he decided to leave the show in 1975. Writers chose to write his character out in a dramatic twist, revealing in the final moments of an episode that Lieutenant Colonel Blake's plane had been shot down over the Sea of Japan. The scene left audiences gasping and became one of the most memorable and devastating events in television, proving that MASH was willing to confront the brutal reality of war rather than shy away from it. After leaving the series, McLean Stevenson sought to build his career through other projects, starring in several sitcoms such as Hello, Larry, and The McLean Stevenson Show. However, none achieved the same success or critical praise as MASH. Despite the struggles, he remained active in the industry and was admired for his resilience and dedication to performing. When he died in 1996, tributes poured in from across the entertainment world. Colleagues remembered his warmth, his humor, and the unforgettable mark he had left on television through Henry Blake. Audiences recalled not only the laughter he provided, but also the tears his character's departure had caused. McLean Stevenson's legacy endures as a reminder of how a single role can define a career and touch millions of hearts. Number 6. Larry Linville. On the 10th day of April in the year 2000, Larry Linville passed away at the age of 60 from complications related to pneumonia and cancer surgery in New York. His death closed the life of an actor who had given television one of its most unforgettable comic antagonists. To millions of viewers, he would always be Major Frank Burns, the pompous and insecure foil whose blunders and jealousies provided both comedy and tension in the world of MASH. Larry Linville was born in Ojai, California, in the year 1939. After earning a scholarship to study aeronautical engineering, he shifted his focus to acting and attended the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London. Returning to the United States, he found work in regional theater before making his way into television during the 1960s. He appeared in guest roles on series such as Bonanza and Mannix, but his career transformed in 1972 when he was cast in MASH. As Major Frank Burns, Larry Linville brought to life a character who could have been entirely unlikable but instead became iconic. Burns was hypocritical, self-important, and often cruel. Yet Linville's sharp timing and exaggerated mannerisms made him both hilarious and pitiful. His rivalry with Hawkeye and Trapper John produced some of the show's funniest moments, while his strained affair with Major Margaret Houlihan added layers of drama. For 5 seasons, Linville sustained this balance, ensuring that Frank Burns remained a vital piece of the ensemble. By 1977, Larry Linville chose to leave the series, believing that the character had reached the limits of growth. After his departure, he worked steadily in television, appearing in shows such as Murder, She Wrote, The Love Boat, and Night Court. He also acted in films and theater productions, but audiences continued to remember him most for his portrayal of Major Burns. His career demonstrated his versatility, even though he could never fully escape the shadow of MASH. When he died in the year 2000, tributes highlighted the unique role he had played in shaping the show's balance of comedy and drama. Cast members and fans alike recalled his professionalism and the skill with which he created a character audiences loved to hate. Larry Linville's legacy remains as the man who turned arrogance and blunder into enduring television history. Number 7. William Christopher. On the 31st day of December in the year 2016, William Christopher passed away at the age of 84 after a battle with small cell carcinoma at his home in Pasadena, California. His death marked the loss of an actor who had quietly become the soul of MASH through his portrayal of Father Francis Mulcahy, the gentle chaplain whose compassion offered light in the darkest moments of war. Fans who had grown up with the series mourned a man whose character represented faith, kindness, and moral courage. William Christopher was born in Evanston, Illinois, in the year 1932. He attended Wesleyan University, where he studied drama and fine arts, graduating with a passion for theater that would guide his career. After college, he began performing in New York and took small parts in television during the 1960s. He appeared on shows such as Hogan's Heroes, The Andy Griffith Show, and Gomer Pyle, steadily building a reputation as a reliable character actor with warmth and humor. In 1972, William Christopher joined the cast of MASH. As Father Mulcahy, he was at first a secondary character, but his presence grew steadily more important as the series matured. His soft voice, quiet wisdom, and moments of courage revealed dimensions that audiences deeply admired. Mulcahy was not only a spiritual counselor, but also a man who struggled with doubts, loneliness, and the weight of war. Christopher infused the role with sincerity, making Father Mulcahy one of the most respected and beloved figures in the ensemble. Outside of acting, William Christopher's life was marked by devotion to his family and advocacy for autism awareness. His son was diagnosed with autism, and Christopher, together with his wife Barbara, became active in raising understanding and support for families facing similar challenges. He co-wrote a book about their experiences, giving voice to a subject rarely discussed in public at the time. When William Christopher passed away, tributes from fellow actors and fans alike reflected on both his gentle spirit and his enduring legacy. Castmates remembered him as thoughtful, kind, and generous, qualities that matched the character he portrayed. Viewers revisited episodes where Father Mulcahy's quiet strength carried emotional weight, reminding them why his presence was so essential to the story of the 4077. His legacy continues to shine through each episode, a reminder of the power of kindness even in the harshest conditions. Number 8. Alan Arbus. On the 19th day of April in the year 2013, Alan Arbus passed away at the age of 95 from congestive heart failure in Los Angeles. His death brought to a close the life of a man who, though never a leading star, gave MASH some of its most poignant and thought-provoking moments through his portrayal of Dr. Sidney Friedman, the Army psychiatrist who reminded both characters and viewers of the fragile humanity hidden beneath the uniform. Alan Arbus was born in New York City in the year 1918. Before his career in acting, he built a reputation as a skilled photographer, working alongside his wife, Diane Arbus, who later became one of the most acclaimed photographers of the 20th century. After their separation, Alan shifted his focus toward acting and found steady work in theater and television. His calm demeanor, expressive eyes, and measured delivery made him a natural fit for complex, reflective roles. When he joined MASH in the early seasons, Alan Arbus appeared only occasionally, yet every one of his episodes left a lasting impression. As Dr. Friedman, he was the figure who guided the doctors and nurses through their emotional struggles, listening with patience and challenging them with insight. His sessions with Hawkeye Pierce and other members of the 4077 gave the series some of its most memorable and heartbreaking scenes. Arbus's portrayal revealed the cost of war not only on the body, but also on the mind, bringing depth and weight to a show often remembered for its humor. Outside of MASH, Alan Arbus worked steadily in film and television. He appeared in movies such as Coffee and Crossroads and guest starred on numerous series throughout the 1970s and 1980s. Yet no role ever equaled the quiet power of Dr. Sidney Friedman. His ability to convey warmth and wisdom without sentimentality made him unforgettable to viewers. When Alan Arbus passed away in 2013, tributes remembered him as the man who gave MASH its conscience. Cast members and fans alike described his presence as grounding and profound. Even in limited screen time, he managed to elevate every scene. His legacy endures in the episodes where his calm voice asked the questions no one else dared, leaving audiences with lessons about compassion, resilience, and the hidden wounds of war. Number 9. Kelly Nakahara. On the 16th day of February in the year 2020, Kelly Nakahara passed away at the age of 72 after a battle with cancer at her home in Pasadena, California. Her death was mourned deeply by fans who remembered her as Nurse Kelly, the kind-hearted and steady presence of the MASH unit, a role she played across 10 seasons. Though she was never the lead, her character came to symbolize the quiet strength of those who kept the 4077 running through the chaos of war. Kelly Nakahara was born in Oahu, Hawaii in the year 1948. She originally pursued a career in art, moving to San Francisco to work as a watercolor painter before turning to acting. Her warm smile and approachable manner quickly set her apart, and in 1973 she was cast in MASH. At first her role was small, often appearing in the background, but over time she grew into one of the show's most familiar and beloved figures. Her character even became the focus of an episode that highlighted her compassion and quiet resilience, giving her the recognition she long deserved. Beyond MASH, Kelly Nakahara worked in film and television, appearing in Clue as the cook and taking roles in projects such as Dr. Dolittle and Black Day Blue Night. She balanced her acting career with her love of painting, continuing to create art that was exhibited in galleries and collected by admirers. Friends and colleagues described her as someone who carried joy into every space, whether she was on set or at her easel. When she died in 2020, tributes poured in from castmates and fans around the world. Many remembered her as the heart of MASH, a performer who may not have had the fame of the leads, but whose presence made the world of the show feel real and complete. The images of Nurse Kelly standing beside the surgeons, offering comfort and maintaining her spirit through hardship, remain etched in the memories of millions. Her passing reminded viewers of the importance of characters who embody compassion in the midst of turmoil. Kelly Nakahara left behind both her art and her performances, a legacy of kindness that continues to resonate. Do you still remember the gentle smile of Nurse Kelly in the middle of those difficult episodes? Share your memory in the comments below. Number 10. Edward Winter. On the 8th day of March in the year 2001, Edward Winter passed away at the age of 63 from complications of Parkinson's disease in California. His death marked the loss of an actor whose guest role on MASH as Colonel Samuel Flagg became one of the most memorable and eccentric portrayals in the entire series. Though he appeared in only a handful of episodes, his character left a lasting impact by satirizing the paranoia and absurdity of military intelligence during wartime. Edward Winter was born in Ventura, California in the year 1937. He studied theater at Los Angeles City College before pursuing a career on stage and eventually in television. In the 1960s, he made his Broadway debut and was nominated for a Tony Award for his performance in Cabaret. His combination of intensity and sharp comedic delivery made him an actor who could easily shift between drama and satire. By the early 1970s, he began taking on television roles, which ultimately led to his unforgettable appearances on MASH. As Colonel Flagg, Edward Winter embodied a character both dangerous and ridiculous. Flagg was a counterintelligence officer obsessed with conspiracies, often contradicting himself in hilarious ways while believing he was always right. His unpredictable entrances, his deadpan delivery, and his manic schemes turned every appearance into a highlight of the series. Though he was not part of the main cast, his episodes remain fan favorites, often cited as perfect examples of the show's ability to blend comedy with biting social commentary. After his work on MASH, Edward Winter built a steady career in television and film. He guest starred on series such as Soap, Alice, and Herman's Head, and also lent his voice to animated programs including The Real Adventures of Johnny Quest. His versatility allowed him to remain active across different genres, though audiences most strongly remembered his manic brilliance as Colonel Flagg. When he passed away in 2001, tributes acknowledged his skill in elevating even small roles into unforgettable moments. Colleagues praised his professionalism and his unique ability to combine satire with subtle menace. For fans of MASH, Edward Winter remains the face of paranoia turned into comedy, a reminder of how the series thrived on both laughter and critique. His legacy continues each time viewers revisit the absurd yet haunting presence of Colonel Flagg. Number 11. Timothy Brown. On the 4th day of April in the year 2020, Timothy Brown passed away at the age of 82 in California after complications of dementia. His death brought an end to the remarkable journey of a man who had lived multiple lives, first as a professional football player in the National Football League, and later as an actor who left his mark on the first season of MASH as Dr. Oliver Harmon Jones, nicknamed Spearchucker. Timothy Brown was born in Richmond, Indiana in the year 1937. His athletic talent carried him to the gridiron, where he became a running back for the Green Bay Packers, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Baltimore Colts. His football career spanned nearly a decade, and he was celebrated for his speed, strength, and determination on the field. Fans in Philadelphia especially cherished him, as he became a Pro Bowl selection and a cornerstone of the Eagles' offense during the 1960s. When his football years came to an end, Timothy Brown turned toward entertainment. He appeared in several films, including MASH, the motion picture released in 1970, where he originated the role of Spearchucker Jones. When the story was adapted for television, he returned for the first season, carrying the character into the small screen. Although his time on the series was brief, his presence helped establish the ensemble and gave viewers a sense of the camaraderie among the surgeons of the 4077. Beyond MASH, Brown pursued acting in both film and television. He took parts in Sweet Sugar, Black Gun, and several guest appearances across popular shows of the era. His charisma and physical presence translated well from sports to the screen, proving his versatility. Later in life, he shifted away from acting and worked outside the entertainment industry. But his dual legacy as both an athlete and an actor remained unique. When Timothy Brown passed away in 2020, tributes from the world of sports and television remembered him with admiration. Former teammates recalled his toughness and skill, while fans of MASH noted his place in the show's early history. His life reflected resilience, adaptability, and a willingness to embrace new challenges, leaving behind memories of a man who succeeded in two fiercely competitive worlds. His name continues to be honored in both football stadiums and television reruns. Number 12. Pat Morita. On the 24th day of November in the year 2005, Pat Morita passed away at the age of 73 from kidney failure at his home in Las Vegas. His death marked the loss of a beloved actor whose gentle humor and heartfelt performances had touched millions. While the world knew him best as Mr. Miyagi in The Karate Kid, his brief role in MASH as Captain Sam Pak revealed the same warmth and charm that later defined his career. Pat Morita was born in Ileton, California in the year 1932 to Japanese immigrant parents. His childhood was marked by hardship, including years spent in a tuberculosis ward and later in a Japanese internment camp during the Second World War. Despite these struggles, he discovered a natural gift for comedy and performance. He began working as a stand-up comedian in the 1960s, appearing in clubs across the country before transitioning to acting roles on television. His appearance on MASH came in the early years of the series, where he played Captain Sam Pak, a South Korean doctor who brought both humor and humanity to the grim setting of the 4077. Though his character was featured in only 2 episodes, Morita's charm and timing left an impression. His presence reflected the show's willingness to highlight diverse voices and expand beyond the American perspective of the Korean War. Beyond MASH, Pat Morita went on to build an extraordinary career. He became a regular on shows such as Happy Days, where he played Arnold, the wisecracking diner owner. His breakthrough arrived in 1984 with The Karate Kid, where his portrayal of Mr. Miyagi earned him an Academy Award nomination and a place in cinematic history. His gentle philosophy, memorable training scenes, and emotional depth turned him into a cultural icon, beloved across generations. In later years, Pat Morita continued acting in films, television, and voice work. He appeared in numerous projects, always bringing warmth and a touch of humor. Despite personal struggles with health and addiction, he maintained a career that spanned decades. When he died in 2005, tributes celebrated not only his iconic film roles, but also his resilience, his kindness, and the joy he gave to audiences. His brief connection to MASH remains part of a larger legacy that defined him as one of the most cherished actors of his time. Number 13. John Ritter. On the 11th day of September in the year 2003, John Ritter passed away suddenly at the age of 54 after suffering an aortic dissection while rehearsing on a television set in Burbank, California. His unexpected death shocked Hollywood and devastated fans who had followed his career from its earliest days. Although he was best known for his role in the sitcom Three's Company, his brief appearance on MASH as Private Carter left a small but memorable imprint on the history of the series. John Ritter was born in Burbank, California in the year 1948. He was the son of Western film star Tex Ritter, and from an early age he was surrounded by the world of entertainment. He studied psychology and architecture before turning to acting, a decision that quickly revealed his natural comedic timing and expressive energy. His guest role on MASH came before his rise to fame, showing audiences a glimpse of the charm and wit that would later make him a household name. By the late 1970s, John Ritter had become one of the most popular faces on American television. His portrayal of Jack Tripper in Three's Company won him both an Emmy Award and a Golden Globe Award, solidifying his reputation as a master of physical comedy. He later expanded into dramatic roles, starring in films such as Sling Blade and television movies like It, proving his versatility and depth as a performer. In the early 2000s, he was starring in the sitcom 8 Simple Rules for dating my teenage daughter when tragedy struck. His sudden collapse on set and rapid decline left colleagues and viewers stunned as the world lost an actor still in the prime of his career. Tributes poured in from across the industry, remembering him as a kind, generous, and immensely talented man who brought laughter to millions. The legacy of John Ritter endures through his body of work, his family of performers, and the countless viewers who continue to smile at his performances. His brief role on MASH reminds us of how even small appearances can foreshadow greatness. His sudden passing remains a painful reminder of life's fragility, yet his memory continues to shine brightly in the history of American television. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel to keep these memories alive, and we will see you again in the next story.